Good afternoon. Welcome to our documentary on self-love, created by a group of passionate students from Bachelor's in Journalism and Mass Communication at Amity University, Noida. Our team includes
I'm Anant.
I'm Siraj.
Pragati.
Myself, Khushi.
and I, Khushi. We have come together to explore the powerful and transformative concept of self-love. We hope that by the end of this documentary, you will not only understand the significance of self-love, but also feel inspired to practice it in your daily lives. Whether you're just beginning your journey or looking to deepen your connection with yourself, our goal is to motivate you to embrace self-love in all its forms.
What does self love mean to you personally?
As a journalism and mass communication student, self-love to me means embracing myself without any judgment, not placing my value in other people's hand and thinking how they perceive me rather than valuing myself as who I am.
Loving yourself isn't vanity, it's sanity. The relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. When you value yourself, you attract people who value you. You set higher standards, not because you're conceited, but because you understand that you're worthy of love and respect. You become a magnet for goodness when you embrace who you truly are.
आप पूरे थकावट वाले दिन के बाद घर जाके अपनी खुशी के लिए क्या करते हो?
देखिए हम लोग घर जाने के बाद में बच्चों के साथ में बैठना ज़्यादा रिलैक्स करते हैं और उसके बाद खाना पीना खा कर के सो जाते हैं।
तो वो आपके लिए आपकी खुशी है।
वो हमारे लिए
क्या बात है?
परिवार ही
आपके लिए।
What strategies or practices do you use to maintain self compassion?
I always remind myself to remain calm and be kind to myself whenever I'm experiencing a difficult situation.
To fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness. It is not about being perfect, but about recognizing your worth, accepting your flaws, and embracing your journey. The more you love who you are, the less you seek validation from others. Love yourself so deeply that when someone treats you poorly, you recognize it's a reflection of them, not a measure of your value.
How do you talk to yourself when you're going through a tough time?
So when I'm going through a tough time, it's usually because of like pent up anger or like pent up sadness, pent up frustration, because I have a habit of not expressing myself when I have to. That's another thing that I'm working on. So what I do at that point of time is I try to express my emotions to the best of the possibility. If I'm feeling sad, I try to express my sadness. If I'm feeling guilty, I try to express my guilt. If I'm feeling angry, I try to express my anger. Now each of these I take different approaches. If I'm feeling sad, for me what I've realized, I think this is for people in general, when people are sad, crying really helps. People tend to put a negative tag on crying, which is actually not a negative tag. So I try to cry, and I can't cry physically, so I tend to watch movies or watch reels or watch sad songs or listen to sad songs that make me more emotional, and that's how I get my sadness out. When it comes to anger is something I have been dealing with for a while. So how I tend to bring out my anger in a healthy way is I try to journal things down, why I'm angry, what made me angry, and what steps I could further take to reduce the anger. If that doesn't work, breaking things helps. Very fun, very easy, but like be careful of like the broken shards. And when it comes to guilt, I try to confront myself. Why am I feeling guilty? Am I supposed to feel guilty? Is me feeling guilty justifiable? If it's justifiable, then I do express the guilt. I write it down, and if I owe an apology to someone, I do give them the apology. But if the guilt is not justifiable, I confront the person who's making me feel guilty. Like, you made me feel guilty for this, which is not my fault, and I really don't appreciate it. And you should work further better to not make people feel guilty unnecessarily.
What's your confidence between scale of 1 to 10?
My confidence on a good day is usually 9.5, but like when I'm going through a rough day, it'll be like 6.5, and I'll be like, oh my god, what am I doing with my life, and I'll be confused. But usually I'm really confident and I can be confident.
Self-love is not selfish. It's about honoring yourself as the source of your own happiness. It's waking up and knowing you are enough, regardless of where you are in life. Self-love means not settling for less than you deserve and walking away from what no longer serves you. It's the act of being gentle with yourself, of forgiving your mistakes and celebrating your strength.
आंटी, आपको खुद पे विश्वास है?
Yes.
और आपको कब ऐसा एहसास हुआ कि मुझे खुद पे आत्मविश्वास है और मैं कुछ भी जिंदगी में हासिल कर सकती हूँ?
मुझे अपने ऊपर विश्वास क्यों नहीं कर सकता इंसान?
तो आपको कब ऐसा लगा कि मुझे खुद पे विश्वास है और मैं कुछ भी
अपने साथ
हमेशा से? और ऐसा आप अपनी रोज की मर्रा की जिंदगी में ऐसा क्या करते हो जहाँ मुझे या कोई भी आपको जो देखता है उसको लगे कि इनके अंदर खुद में इतना विश्वास है, आत्मविश्वास है कि ये जिंदगी में कुछ भी हासिल कर सकती है? ऐसा आप क्या करते
मेहनत
हो?
से काम करते हैं, परमेश्वर विश्वास करते हैं।
बहुत थैंक यू।
How do you practice self-care when life gets hectic?
I do skincare, I put mascara, and I take a long bath, and I wash shoes, and cuddle with my dog, cook something for myself, then I just sleep.
Amazing answer. I also sleep. We should sleep.
What's one thing you have learned about yourself that you value?
Okay, one thing I've learned about myself in the recent years is that I was a people pleaser. I technically still am, and that's not something I like about myself because people tend to take advantage, people tend to be rude, and so that's something I'm trying to change about myself. This is something negative about myself that I've learned, but I'm taking steps. I'm learning to say no. I'm learning to set boundaries. So this is something that I've learned about myself in the past few years.
What do you do to recharge yourself from a hectic college day?
I like to separate my college life from my personal life. As the college gets over and I get home, I tend to forget the hectic schedule and the college stuff, and I like to relax and do my personal things and the hobbies that I like.
For example?
I like to listen to music, watch some TV shows, and watch football, and I like to play games. And then when I am totally relaxed, then I look upon the things that require some time of mine.
Do you love yourself?
Yes, I do.
What made you feel that you love yourself?
What made me feel how I love myself? Why I love myself? Because I am so smart, I am so charming, I love everyone, I am so humble to everyone, and I have so many friends like Khushi, like home, like everyone in
Do
the
you
college.
feel confident?
Yes, I feel confident every time.
आपकी लाइफ में ऐसा क्या हुआ कि आपको खुद पे विश्वास हुआ कि आप लाइफ में कुछ भी अचीव कर सकते हो?
मैंने ऐसा क्या दोबारा कर
आपकी लाइफ में ऐसा क्या हुआ कि आपको लगा कि मुझे खुद पे विश्वास है, मैं कोई भी चीज़ फेस कर सकता हूँ और अचीव कर सकता हूँ?
मैं हर किसी से बहुत अच्छे से बात करता हूँ, मेरे को बात करने का तरीका आता है, और मतलब मैं ऐसा सोचता हूँ कि मुझसे कोई एक बार बंदा मिलता है तो मेरे को याद तो रखता ही।
और आप हमारे व्यूअर्स को क्या टिप देना चाहोगे
सेल्फ लव पे? किसी की मत सुनो, अपने आपकी सुनो, अपने दिल की सुनो, और दूसरे नहीं बताते आप कैसे हो, आप खुद जानते हो आप कैसे हो, और आपसे बेहतर आपको कोई नहीं जानता।
थैंक यू।
What's something you love about your personality?
Something that I love about my personality is my calmness and my sense of empathy, through which I am able to connect to people better and understand them on a serious note. Understanding people is a very important part of my life, as I have friends and family who have issues, and when they tell me things and I am able to understand them and feel them on a deeper level, it makes me feel very nice. And my calmness, because there are situations when it gets tough, but that does not mean I will lose my calm, so I tend to be calm in those situations and handle them gracefully and peacefully.
How do you recharge after a long tiring day?
Whenever I go, like मैं कॉलेज से घर जाती हूँ, तो I usually FaceTime my brother or my mother, and then I tell them कि मेरे को अपना डॉगी दिखाओ so that I can be happy and see them कि वो खेल रहा है, क्या कर रहा है. And other thing, I make myself something tasty कि कुछ बनाते हैं because I like cooking. तो कुछ अच्छा खाते हैं ताकि मैं रिचार्ज हूँ, so that I can get back to work and do my work again with the same energy. And कभी कभार मैं ड्रॉ भी कर लेती हूँ कि कुछ नहीं चल रहा है तो एक बार ही वापस से इंथुसियाज्म लाते हैं, या कोई गाना बजा दिया, उसके अंदर वाइब कर लिया, तो वापस से अपना चिल जोन करके फिर वापस से काम में लग जाते हैं. But yes, that's how I recharge myself.
How do you set healthy boundaries in a relationship?
I think a relationship is built on trust and mutual respect. So, and honesty. So, I think the best way to create a healthy boundary is by being forward and honest with your partner and letting them know that this, whatever is bothering you or whatever you're uncomfortable with, should, be kept to a down low, and that they should be known about it rather than, keeping it to yourself, thinking कि your partner will judge you or won't appreciate the fact कि तुमने ये bring up किया है. You should bring it up to them and be completely brutally honest about it. And if they don't take it in a good light or in a healthy way, then they're not meant for you.
Loving yourself means embracing the parts of you that no one claps for. It's easy to love the bright, shining moments, but true self love requires embracing the darkness too. It's about forgiving yourself for your past, understanding that mistakes are part of growth, and accepting that you're beautifully imperfect. When you love yourself fully, you find peace in your own company and joy in your own skin.
क्या आप दिन भर कॉलेज में काम करने के बाद अपने लिए समय निकाल पाते हो?
निकाल लेती हूँ
क्या करते हो आप उसमें?
जब काम हमने मैं खाता बहुत खत्म होता ना
फिर बस नहीं आप फिर बोलो
तो जैसे मतलब काम खत्म हो जाता हम लोगों का रेस्ट कर लेते थोड़ा या फोन देख लेते उसके बाद आराम कर लेते 1-2 घंटे के लिए उसके बाद घर चले जाते काम सो जाते थोड़ी बहुत 1-2 घंटा रेस्ट यही होता है.
When was the last time you did something kind for yourself?
Okay, so the thing with me is I tend to overwork myself because I'm a workaholic, and if I don't do work, I get distracted, and that's not something I like, having a state of mind. So when I do get overworked, what I do is I do not sleep. I do not take care of myself. So when I do get overworked, when I realize that okay, I do need to take care of myself, first things I do is the basics. I eat properly, I drink plenty of water, I sleep for like 8-9 hours at a stretch, because otherwise I sleep for like an hour or two. So basics for self-care. Other than that, I like flowers. So I buy flowers for myself, and I have a cat at home, and she's a little annoying, but playing with her and getting her down from the fan, I don't know how she climbs a fan, she's like this small, and getting her down from the fan, playing with her, taking care of her, that actually brings me a lot of peace and happiness. So these are some of the things that I like to do.
When was the last time you accepted a compliment without downplaying it?
So I'm a musician by profession, and every time somebody says that your music is good or you are doing great musically, I just like accept that compliment. Yeah, I know it's good. I've been doing it for a while, so yeah, I know it's good. So that's like every time somebody asks me about my music.
It is just about your music. If somebody complimented you on your looks, so would you downplay it?
Yeah, that I'll do.
Then
Cause like I'm not that confident about my looks and stuff, but I'm really confident about my music. So yeah.
Why do you think self-love is so important?
सेल्फ लव इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर योर ओन वेल बीइंग. आप अगर खुद से ही नहीं प्यार करोगे तो आप किसी और से भी प्यार नहीं कर सकते. अगर आपको खुद को प्रायोरिटाइज करना सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट है अपनी लाइफ में. दूसरों को प्रायोरिटाइज करके आपको वैसे भी कुछ नहीं मिलना है. तो आपको सबसे पहले खुद को प्रायोरिटाइज करना चाहिए और खुद से प्यार करना चाहिए. आप अपनी लाइफ में भी कुछ तभी अचीव कर सकते हो जब आप खुद से प्यार करते हो. तब भी आप खुद को फोकस कर पाओगे ना.
Did you always love yourself?
Yes, always.
And what made you feel more motivated to love yourself even more every day?
My family.
what activities make you feel most at peace with yourself?
Things like reading, watching shows, playing with my dogs, and going to the church and looking at moon and stars, and cooking and cleaning my room. That makes me at peace and like.
Yeah, are you a stress cleaner? Like sometimes I get stressed, so I clean everything. So जो गंदा भी नहीं है वो भी साफ कर रही हूँ.
Sometimes, yeah.
How do you deal with the feeling of guilt when you prioritize yourself?
Actually, it is not easy for me because I feel a huge amount of guilt, and I feel so sorry when I prioritize myself and let someone down. But then I make myself understand that sometimes I have to put myself above others. I can't expect myself to always please everyone, so I need to do this for me. So I think about it, and then I feel a bit better, but still I feel sorry a lot because I am a person who likes to see people happy with me. I want to make them happy and I want to fulfill their expectations, but I can't do that every time.
People pleasers.
Yeah, people pleaser.
What is self love according to you?
I would say self-love is very important in the personal life, as if we are expecting other people to interact with us, you firstly need confidence and self-love, so that we can we can be attractive to other. And firstly, we have to love ourselves. Then we can expect other people to love you.
What routine help you feel grounded and calm?
द थिंग इज़ दैट कि मैं जब भी सुबह जल्दी उठ जाती हूँ तो मैं लाइक क्वाइट कि ठीक है आज काम ढंग से हो जाएगा. इफ़ आई गो लाइक लेट उठती हूँ तो सारी चीज़ें इधर उधर हो जाएंगी, जैसे कि आज हो गया कि आई वोक अप लेट एंड देन एवरीथिंग आई हैव टू गो लाइक यहाँ करना है, वो करना है, ये करना है. आई एम क्वाइट अ सिस्टमेटिक पर्सन कि ये चीज़ यहाँ पे हो जानी चाहिए तो बेटर रहेगा, rather than ताकि मैं बाद में जाके पैनिक ना करने लग जाऊँ. एंड things that help me out to stay calm is that whenever I listen to music or do cooking or draw something, anything, कि अगर मैं एक लाइन में बना रही हूँ उसके ऊपर मैंने फ्लावर्स बना दिए, ये कर दिया, वो कर दिया, तो इट विल बी लाइक कि ठीक है. आई लाइक टू स्टे इन माई जोन whenever I feel like कि कुछ नहीं हो रहा है तो आई टेक अ टाइम एंड लाइक ठीक है, लेट्स रीसेट, फैक्ट्री रीसेट करना पड़ता है अपने आप को. तो या दैट्स एंड ऑब्वियसली फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली के साथ टाइम स्पेंड करना मेक्स मी फील लाइक कि ठीक है ज़्यादा हवा में तोड़ो, एवरीथिंग नीड्स टू बी वेरी सटल एंड सोबर इन दैट मैनर.
Self-love is the foundation for everything in life. When you love and respect yourself, you create healthy boundaries, prioritize your happiness, and allow yourself to grow. It's also about understanding that you're worthy, not because of your achievements or the approval of others, but simply because you exist. It is a lifelong journey of nurturing your soul and celebrating who you are.
What's a personal boundary you have set that has made positive difference?
For me, the personal boundary would most probably be that when someone asks for me for help, or like when I'm with someone, I never go out of the line that where I have set for myself that if I'm not comfortable doing something, I would never go out with anyone else, because I believe that a friend that I have would never make me go outside or be uncomfortable, because I personally I'm not a very outgoing person, I would say, and I'm kind of lazy that way. So I generally might not go out for outing if it does not faces my interests. So yeah, I would say that if a friend in front of me or anyone else that I care about tries to put me in a place that is uncomfortable to me, I would definitely not go for it.
How do you manage your negative thoughts about yourself?
I think it is very important to be honest with yourself, and it is very important to accept yourself for who you are, for your exterior and interior. There are many things that you cannot change about yourself, right? If you're insecure about your height, if you're insecure about your skin color, the size of your nose or ears, you cannot change that, and there is no point in trying to change that. So accept it, be proud of it. Internally, there are many things that you can change. Your thought process, if you are negative intrinsically, if you're depressed, if you're anxious, there are ways you can seek help for that. Can you repeat the question again?
How do you manage negative thoughts about yourself?
So it is important that the stuff you can control, you take a hold of that, but don't let the stuff that you can't control lead your life and change the way you think. That's it.
How do you balance helping others with taking care of your own needs?
First of all, I think that helping others, the people around me that I care about, including my friends and family, is one of the most important things that you need to build relationships. But at the same time, I feel that there's a need that you should put a line where you should never cross. And I think that comes for me when, especially helping others, and especially when I'm giving advice to others, which is basically I believe in rationality and that I should always give the advices that are rational. But I also feel that once I give an advice and the person in front of me is not ready to listen to it, I should just stop at that. If the person in front of me is not trying to change themselves, then there's no need for me to go and help them, because at the end of the day, the changes have to be made in the person in front of us. That's not something I should go out of my way when the person in front of me has no idea to do anything about it.
The most powerful relationship you will ever have is the relationship with yourself. When you accept and love who you are, flaws and all, you'll take back your power. You no longer need external validation because you know your worth. You trust your choices, pursue your dreams, and walk away from what doesn't align with your spirit. This is the essence of true self love.